I got a phone call. And you know what it was? The 80s called and they want their pillow back. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to take this ugly pillow,
or any ugly pillow of your choosing, just be sure to ask Grandma's permission first,
and paint it using chalk paint and turn it into a masterpiece. So stick around, grab a cup of coffee, and let's get started. So for today's project, we're going to need a pillow from the 80s or the 90s, and really or any pillow will do, but we're going to be painting the fabric on this pillow. We are also going to need some chalk paint. It's kind of an olivey green sort of color.
I can't get it open. We'll deal with that later.
The other color that I'm going to be using is this. It's a teal sort of color. So I think the teal and the
Problem child
are going to go really well together as soon as I can get the lid off. I'll be right back. I gotta go run this under some hot water. I have good news. I got it open. For this project, we're also going to need a spray bottle. So any spray bottle will do. You do want to have it on mist, like that, so it just puts a mist over the fabric. We're going to be misting the fabric to allow it to absorb the paint. The last item that we're going to need is this brush, and any sort of brush will do. I grabbed a wax brush because wax brushes have very, very stiff bristles, and I wanted the bristles to be nice and stiff so I could work the paint into the fabric. I'm gonna take the spray bottle and I'm gonna spray this baby down. I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not exactly sure how these little tassels around the outside are going to turn out.
Spoiler alert, they did not turn out.
How I roll, I like to do experiments with you guys and just show you what happens. And then another thing that I'm kind of experimenting with is the fact that this paint is actually a lighter color than some of the fabric. So I'm quite curious to see if the fabric is going to accept the paint and I'm going to get full coverage.
Full coverage?
Not full coverage.
So I have gone ahead and sprayed the entire piece. Dip it in. Okay. And I'm just gonna kind of let that paint really get on there.
Don't eat the paint, please.
Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Hold the pillow and I'm just gonna do this in kind of a circular motion.
So I'll put the lid back on that paint so those kittens don't get any bright ideas.
Attention all kittens, spill mom's paint.
I'm just gonna go in a circular motion. Just really trying to work that paint into the fabric.
Ooh, why do I find this part so satisfying? Boop, boop, boop.
By the way, if you are getting value out of this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you will not miss a video every time I post. I upload videos on creative living. And my name is Angela Sawyer. think I done did it. So let me show you what we have so far. So far, we have this pillow here. It's got the one coat on it, so you can still see the darker areas through here. I don't know if you can see the red stripe right there, but there's some red stripes. And then that is compared to this right here. Alright, so side number 1 is almost dry. As you can see, we can still see a lot of the other color bleeding through. Now, as compared to the back, definitely there's more coverage. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do another coat on our first side. It is still slightly damp, like I said, and I think this would be a good time to do another coat to attempt to provide more coverage to the areas that are still showing through. For this, I'm actually not going to be spraying the pillow or my brush or anything, which, by the way, tip of the day, keep your brushes in a plastic bag so they stay moist for the next time you want to use them. Of course, wash them when you're done with the project. So we're just going to go ahead and dip into the paint, get some excess off, and just continue that circular motion of working the paint into the fabric. Alright, and as any good fertility doctor would say, penetration successful. Hey guys, so while we're waiting for the paint to dry, I wanted to ask you to do me a quick favor. Right below this video, you're going to see 2 different buttons. One is a thumbs up button. Hit that baby, smash it, okay? Next one is a subscribe button. If you're getting value out of this video, please hit the subscribe button so you're notified every time I post a video. And to make sure that you're notified, go ahead and hit that notification bell. Alright, so this part has dried almost. And instead of painting the other side that same color, I've decided to paint the other side turquoise. But it's really more of a turquoise color, or a teal color I should say. So we're going to get started with that other side. So here we have after, excuse me, that wasn't COVID-19, before and after. And this side is going to need at least one more coat of paint, or we might have to do what our original fallback was, which was paint over some of the darker areas with the teal. So we shall see what happens. Here we have our lovely teal. Just like before. This side's got some stains on it. Oh my, what did I forget? Pop quiz, what did I forget?
I got a little excited. I forgot my pink water bottle.
I'll spray that down, because when things are wet, they absorb more. It's like a dry sponge.
And now for an unneeded lesson in science.
Have you ever had like a super dry sponge? And you go to try to get it wet and the water just like runs off of it. But then if you start squeezing the sponge and getting the sponge to absorb the water, then the water starts absorbing. So same idea with painting furniture.
Or with painting upholstery.
I knew I'd lost a couple marbles. Oh well, hey, by the way, if you find my marbles, let me know.
I think they were kind of special.
Have the other side painted teal. So we have teal on one side, we have sage on the other side. Dried our teal side enough to put our second coat on it. as you can probably tell, since this is a darker color of paint, it's definitely providing better coverage than that lighter color of paint. I also encourage you, if you have experience painting upholstery and you have some tips, tricks, things that I might have done wrong, things I could have done better, please leave that in the comments to share with the rest of the YouTube community. I want to make sure that we're all doing the best job that we can do. And the more minds, the better. And hey, Miss Debbie's Design Diary herself, the one who inspired me, if you're watching this video, which I highly doubt it, my channel's not that big, but hey, if you're watching this video, girl, thank you so much for this idea. This is fantastic. And I would love for you to leave me a comment, just letting me know, like, did I do it right? Did I do it wrong? Did I have the right idea? What would you have done different? And like I said, that goes for all of you. Any tips or tricks or suggestions, I am open to. Even if it's suggestions about my presentation style, I'm happy to change that up as well. I do these videos for you guys, not for me. So anything I can do to make the presentation better is beneficial to both of us. Okay, so it looks like this side is pretty well covered. I can tell by looking at it that it is going to need one more coat, but it looks pretty darn good. So let's move it up here. There's a funny little shine going on right there. But see, that's what it looks like. And then we flip it over, and that's what that side looks like. Now we're going to... Hi, it's me again. I'm too lazy to move my camera angle, so I'm going to talk to you like this. For right now, that paint needs to dry overnight before we do anything else with it, before we put any more coats on it or do some other processes to make it nice and soft. So I will be back with you
in a hot second
to finish our project.
I ended up having to cut the fringe off, and in the process, I created a terrible transition. You're welcome.
Let's get started with the fun part.
Where'd it go?
First, you will need to gently sand the coat of chalk paint that you applied last. I'm using probably about 300 grit to 400 grit sandpaper, just enough to knock off anything that is rough. There's no need to seal it since you are actually dyeing the fabric with the paint. Once sanded, the top will be silky smooth and it'll have kind of a leathery texture. Also, take notice that I repainted the entire pillow one more time with light teal. As you can see, I didn't get the layer of paint into the wrinkles, creating this neat little effect right here. You're welcome for the tip. The next supplies we will need are, of course, the pillow. And we will need some glue sticks along with a hot glue gun. You'll need some scissors. You'll need yarn for the tassels and colored rope or ribbon to go around the outside. As you can see, I am using gold. First thing we're going to do is glue the rope all around the perimeter of the pillow. You'll measure the perimeter with your rope or ribbon, as you can see I am doing here. Once you have the right amount, add about 2 inches to give you some wiggle room and cut it. Be sure if you have a cat to wind that ribbon up. Usually this hack works to extend your glue stick so you don't run out as fast, but it failed, as you can see. Next, we'll begin to glue the rope to the pillow. Start in the corner, apply hot glue, and press the rope into the glue. Work in small sections until you've completed this entire step. If you're getting value out of this video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up. Also, I post weekly videos on creative living. So if you would like to be a part of the Creative Living gang, go ahead and subscribe and then hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss an upload. I will be uploading every single day in the month of December. To finish off this part, glue the rope all the way around until it touches the beginning. Snip the rope and carefully glue the last edge down. Once you've glued your final piece and glued it down, it should look very similar to this. I'm now going to use this Sharpie in gold to touch up all of the areas on the gold string or the gold rope that are now white. The inside is white, the outside is gold. So I'm making sure that everything is nice and gold. See? There you go. Now grab your yarn. I chose purple. I thought it would go really nice with both the gold and the teal. We're going to make some tassels for the corners. Grab yourself a piece of thin cardboard that is about twice as long as you want the tassels to be, and then fold it in half. As you can see, I put the cardboard up to the pillow to see about how long the tassel length should be, and then I fold it accordingly. So I'm just going to cut that extra piece off. We'll place a piece of yarn in our folded cardboard and then begin to wrap your yarn around the cardboard tassel maker. Once you feel like it's thick enough, pull the yarn we placed into the middle, to the open side of the folded cardboard, and tie it as tight as you can. Once you have that middle string tied really tight, go ahead and slide the rest of the yarn off of your cardboard, and you should end up with a bunch of little loops and maybe a couple little long pieces. Next, we are going to take our scissors and place it in the loops and snip it. You'll be using a piece of the middle piece of yarn and make a loop so that you can make a bit of a knot. Wrap the yarn around the bottom of the tassel to secure it before we add some gold. Just kind of check out what I'm doing here on the screen. It can be a little bit tricky, but once you have it all the way done, just use a small piece of hot glue to secure that end.
The average resting heart rate was also up compared to a normal day. The company is working to put the data on a digital billboard in Times Square.
Your tassels should look very similar to that. Then we're going to go ahead and cut the remaining pieces off. So we're going to make that tassel even, if you will. Or if you won't. I don't know. Don't make it even. I don't care. You'll want to take and fray up the yarn a little bit by pulling the little tiny pieces apart even further. It should make it just a little bit more fluffy and a little bit more soft. And once frayed, it should look very similar to that. Now we're going to glue rope around the base of the tassel, the same rope that we used to go around the perimeter of the pillow. Apply glue all around the entire base of the tassel and wrap quickly. Be sure to cover the bottom of the tassel with rope as well. And now it's glue time. Come on, one more burn won't hurt ya. I only have about 5 or 6. My fingerprint isn't recognizable anymore, but that's not a problem at all. You'll want to figure out the positioning of the tassel and use a fair amount of hot glue to attach that tassel. Repeat these steps for all 4 tassels. And now check out all the lovely tassels we've made. So elegant. Check it out, the finished pillow in all its glory. Can you even believe what it looked like before? My name's Angela, and I post videos on creative living. My channel's called Ms. Angela Sawyer, because, you know, I'm that bougé. I mean, Angela was actually taken. If you got value out of this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Also, check out the other videos and playlists on the screen. I highly suggest the hot glue embellishments video and the home decor playlist. In addition, if you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to hit the thumbs up. And YouTube will start recommending a few videos like this one from other creators as well as myself. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.